Hi everyone, my name is Nicole, and for my art portfolio, I worked with my two sisters. The youngest was 6 and the oldest is 10. For my first cognitive art project, I had the girls work with clay to make figures and props for a story. So they made a princess and props, and the oldest one made a unicorn, a butterfly, and some props. For this craft, it provides opportunity for development of perceptual motor skills and creative thinking. It also encourages the child to think, communicate, and imagine what story they would want to tell and what would come next in their story. This was fun to do. They did it by themselves. I just handed them a pack of molding clay and I told them to just create characters for a story. So they sat at the table together, coming up with a story about a princess and her friends who went on a adventure. It was nice to see them working together and building a story together with the props that they have made. That was a fun one. The downfall to this project is the clay did not quite dry, and it's very sticky, so it must have been the type of clay I used. But for them to act it out and play with them, as they told me the story, it was hard because the figures were sticking to the table, and just it wasn't working out so well. So I wound up putting them on Ziploc baggies just so I can keep them until I made my presentation. But yeah, the clay didn't dry so well, and that was the one issue I found with this project. For my second cognitive project, I cut out a small picture from a magazine, and I had my older sister, the 10-year-old, come up with what would come next. This encourages thinking, imagination as to how the complete picture will look. So for her, she decided that the girl was afraid of a thunderstorm. Now, this could have went any other way. It could have been her mom's favorite vase or plate or something was going to fall off the table and break. There could have been a bear outside. She could have been afraid for many reasons, but my sister went with thunderstorm, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then, as you see, the background is pink, so she finished it pink and made a dress the rest of her outfit. The downfall, I didn't have any downfall except for originally I had picked a portion of a plane for my sister to finish, and she didn't want to do that one, so we went through the magazine together and she picked this picture to cut out. But other than that, that project went well. For my projects that encourage language, the first one that we did was make paper tambourines that are filled with rice. This project encourages singing and making up new songs with words. My younger sister did it, the 6-year-old. She was more interested in the singing and dancing aspect of it. She could care less about putting two paper plates together with rice inside. Hence, it's not very decorative. But that's what she wanted. She was more interested in making up her own song and shaking around her rice tambourine. There wasn't much of a downfall to that project other than she wasn't really interested in making it colorful and taking her time coloring it. She was quick to just want to be able to sing. For my second language project, I used describing words to describe a beach scene to my younger sister and a lady for my older sister. This project encourages a back and forth communication with words. I would use describing words and synonyms to describe both pictures, and then they had to draw what they imagined off of what I was verbalizing to them. This was a fun craft. I didn't have any downfalls with this one. Just obviously age appropriate. My younger sister obviously is not going to know bigger words rather than the 10-year-old might know words, at a different level. So that was just one thing to keep in mind, what kind of words and synonyms and stuff like that would be used. For my physical projects, the first one we did was Cheerio bird feeders. So you just string Cheerios onto pipe cleaner. This project encourages fine motor skills to bead each Cheerio on. So they did that. And then they shaped them into a heart or just circles. For my second physical project, I don't have it in front of me because we did it outside and they hung it in their room. They did it together. Basically we took a big, here, I'll show you a picture. We took a big piece of like foam board or like I guess you could use cardboard or whatever, and we threw water balloons filled with paint at it. This project encourages gross motor, which is throwing. So that one they really enjoyed. For my social projects, the first one I did was partner art trade. So I have a bag in my house with just random art supplies. So we took that and they had to make something to trade to a partner, which was each other. But so actually this one was my 6-year-old sister and my 8-year-old autistic brother did this together, not my 10-year-old sister. But so he made this for my sister, and then she made this for him. And basically they're pictures to hang on the wall. The downfall to this project that I found was that they were sitting next to each other, so they went off of each other. One wanted a picture frame, so then the other one was like, well, I'm making one too. But I think they came out nice. And this project encourages social skills by taking the time to make something for someone. It helps build social awareness skills and relationship skills with their peers. So that was that. The second project that I did for social skills was shared materials. So I had each of them, and again, my 6-year-old sister did hers, and my 8-year-old brother, who has autism, did his. They had to go out and find materials outside together. So they collected leaves and dirt and grass, and they had to work as a team. They had to use communication skills, and they had to share all their materials that they found and create a picture with it. So she made a girl with a dirt dress, which I thought was really cool. How she got the dirt to stay so nicely, I have no idea because all I had was glue sticks, but that was good. And then he made a boy in the rain with a leaf outfit. I wish he used a little bit more materials. He just wanted to put leaves and that was it. But the fact that he did it with her, and obviously one of the struggles with people who suffer from autism is working with peers and those peer relationships. So to have them working together was basically the goal, and he did good with that. He was able to go out and collect leaves and stuff. He was proud actually of finding bigger leaves and stuff like that. She ripped hers up small, and it worked out really nice. Just the dirt gets all over. That's the downfall. For my emotional projects, the first one I did was back to my sisters, the 6-year-old and the 10-year-old, is happy me versus angry me, and the other one actually did happy versus sad. But this project, I had them draw themselves happy and how they see themselves angry, and my other sisters chose sad, but happy and sad. So this project explores different emotions. It gives them opportunity to describe these emotions, what these emotions feel like to them. It also opens the door to have a conversation about different emotions with the kids, or how to handle some of the harder ones. You can even do all the emotions, or have like a lesson before and like, hey, name me some emotions, because actually my one sister was gonna do happy, and if you see, she was doing dangerous. And I said, dangerous is not really an emotion. So we went over some emotions, and she went with happy versus angry. But it kind of gave that opportunity to have that conversation. The second emotional art project I did was paper beads. So I only did this one with my 10-year-old sister. And on each bead, they're made out of paper, I had her write one thing she loves about herself, or something special and strong about her. And basically, this project encourages self-love and appreciation. So each bead has something written on it, and then we roll them up. It's made out of magazine paper. You cut them into triangle strips. I had her write on it, and then she rolled it up and glued it, and it becomes a bead. And then we strung it onto a bracelet that she can wear as a reminder of how special she is. This one was a fun craft. She didn't want to make too many. She had a hard time thinking of a bunch of things. So I helped her. I said, well, you do this really well. You're very helpful. So it got her thinking. Some people are like that. They don't want to talk about themselves. They're a little self-conscious in that sense. She's one of those people. So for her, I think it was hard to be talking about herself like that. So I think this craft was good because it brought that out. And it was fun. The last group of art projects that I did were for creative. So for one of my creative projects, we painted with feathers, which didn't come out as I planned, I guess. I handed them feathers and paints, and I told them to just paint whatever they wanted. But I had in my head imagined like more feather looking strokes or designs. But what wound up happening was, because they were so close to the paint with their hands, it quickly turned into finger painting, which was okay with me because it's creative. So I just went with it. They quickly ditched the feathers and turned it into finger paints. And that is what they have come up with. So again, just encouraging creativity. So not what I had planned, but it's what they went with. So that was a fun one. And then the last project I did for creativity was we used old DVDs or CDs, and we made little turtles. They had buttons all over them. It should have looked like this, I guess, but the glue did not hold. So creativity-wise, I had them do whatever patterns they wanted. We had made a couple of these. I know my one sister did stripes. The other one did it randomly. But yeah, the glue did not hold on this. That was the downfall. But they're still pretty cute. So that was all my 12 projects. And like I said, things came up and I just kind of rolled with it. And I just kind of let them do their thing if it wasn't going as I planned. But overall, I enjoyed doing all of these projects with them. and I think they enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed learning how I can use different projects to increase different abilities in kids. It's not just creativity. There's so much more that a child learns from doing art, and that was really, really nice to see, even through my siblings. So, it was fun.